All right, good evening, everyone out there in YouTube land. We got two games going on right now. Dodgers Phillies. Dodgers came all the way back. They are up 5-3 in that one, and 0-0 still. Detroit Seattle. Second inning. Two guys on, nobody out. George Kirby on the mound. Cal Raleigh's talking to him, and that is where we're at. Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a good Saturday. 9:02, so it's a minute late. No big deal. All right. Let's watch that home run that Teoscar just hit off Matt Strom. First pitch, cutter up. Second pitch is going to be a fastball in the homer. Goes with it. I mean, it's really nice. It's not even close to being in play. It's way gone. Yeah, he only hit it. I looked already. 103 at 36. Ball carried really good. 394. Unacceptable. I had been waiting for 15 seconds. 18.9 vertical break. I mean, this is a tough heater to hit. Matt Strom's got a good fastball. Ball plays really well. He's kind of low down. So the ball kind of gets up on top of you, and on top of it, he's got that vert. He's got a weird delivery, actually. Worth looking for a second. Kind of does like a weird step over move at the end here. But look, he gets really low. Like the back knee is almost touching. So that's what creates his ability to have a low release height, but still stay behind the ball, like still throw with a relatively high arm angle. So it's kind of like an interesting little trick there. And, you know, usually he actually throws like 95, 96. He's not right now. But also really good swing by Teoscar. So let's watch that. More importantly, this is the home run. Just an impressive amount of like that with like this high finish here. Just backspins it to right. Huge home run. I mean, unbelievable. They were down 3-0 in this game. Hold on. I just created this here today. Wow. Did I make it too big? Hold on. There we go. AO, this isn't concrete, but I think they might have given the balls a little juice in these playoffs. Yeah, I could see that. You never know. You know, the thing that always bugged me about the balls, like in all the ball investigations, was they would always say like, well, you know, the balls are in the normative range, but the range was like so big. Like when you go look at the specs, like you could tweak it any way you want within that range. So I was always suspicious of ball things, but you know, I felt like when they started putting the metrics up in the stadium, you started being able to see like what kind of ball you had in your hand, and then you could kind of swap it out. Verlander used to do that a lot. He would like check his fastball vert, and if it wasn't like high enough, he would just throw that ball out and get a new ball, you know, try again. So I don't know, it's just funny, like all the stuff just kind of all working together, and you find workarounds, whatever's going on, because at one point there was kind of like two baseballs on the opposite end of the spectrums floating around. I guess in 2023 was the year that we really noticed that, but some other stuff. Wow, Bryce Harper just made a crazy pick on this play. Like the ball was going to hit him in the face, but he snagged it with his glove. All right, George Kirby trying to work out of it over there in the second. 2 outs, 2 on. Looks like he's about to face Parker Meadows, so that's going to be a big one. All right, what else we got here in the chat? Birds fly. That's a good one, Jared. Well, the first round was all low scoring except for the Dodgers. So one theme from today, I mean, obviously we're going to continue to monitor these games, but we should go watch the two that are already complete. Now, it just got flipped on its head because LA came back. But in the first two games, the teams that had the layoff were unaffected by that. And you also saw a little bit of the I think when they first came up with some of these systems, some of these playoff systems, the new ones, the idea was to hurt the teams that don't win the division in some way in the matchup. And you saw it today. Like, Yankees had to pitch Luis Heel. They couldn't pitch any of their top 3 guys. Toronto got to line it up Gosman, so that's an obvious advantage going into today. And it's the same with the Cubs. Cubs had to go with Boyd on short rest. Obviously he didn't have it today. Brewers jump all over him, get a huge lead, and they basically, roll all the way through game 1. So this is how it was supposed to work. It hadn't always looked like this in the past, but this is how it was supposed to work when they came up with the system. All right, hold on. Let me get back in the chat here for a second. A slight tightening of the strings makes so much of a difference. It does. It does. Don't they also investigate themselves? Yes. Yes, Joe C. This is a good comment. Oh, man, now I got to fix it on here, too. This is a new feature. Did a little YouTubing of my own today and figure out how to do some things. So here we go. Now we can do that. This is a question from Dano here. This is clickbait, I'm pretty sure. I will say, though, that because one of the things that I used to do is I used to take naps all around these stadiums on the road. I brought my own cot on the road that I got from Cabela's, and I would go sleep in random places. So I would end up in storage closets or clubbies' offices. And I did notice in a lot of the rooms I was in that there had been balls that were marked for specific series. Like they would say, Washington versus Houston, August 18th, and we'd be like in July. So these balls would already be pre-planned for this series, and they'd be in there. And I always felt like maybe that was a little weird, because why would you be, wouldn't it all be the same? Wouldn't you not care? But maybe it was just like an allocation, a way of organizing. So I don't really have any concrete proof of anything, and I don't really think anything nefarious was happening there. But I used to think that, that was a little weird back in the day. But, dude, I don't know, man. I mean, this was such like a hot button topic for a while. But like as a player, you never really notice any of that. You just know the balls are chalky and slippery. That's the main thing. Freddie missed a pick that I've seen from Muncie. I've seen him make 1,000 times. That was a weird play. That just happened. We could actually hop over to the iPad while we look at that in this game. That was a weird play just now. This play. This is just weird because Muncie kind of panics, and I think it makes Freddie panic. Like, he had more time than he thought, and then... I mean, it's a tough one. It's definitely in between level, but he usually makes this play, but I felt like he got a little snatchy. And honestly, sometimes I think, like, the fielder's level of panic, and also knowing Trey Turner's coming, I don't know, there's a lot of things going on in here. Actually, that's JT. Knowing JT's coming, whoever... I don't know, maybe there's an extra thing in your mind, but I don't know. He typically makes that play. First basemans are so good at picking. As a Mets fan, this Dodgers-Phillies series is killing me. Yeah, no, I get that. If you feel like you have personal business with both of these teams, having played them both in the playoffs and, obviously all the time, and then you're about to play the Dodgers instead of the Reds, so it's a lot of stuff up in the head. Glasnow looking good. He's out there again right now for a second inning here. Interesting how this is how they revamped their bullpen. They have a bullpen problem now. It's like, here's Glasnow, here's Roki, here's Sheehan. So, interesting. Kirby gets out of it. In 2019, they were juiced big time. That is facts. You've seen the home run numbers from 2019. There was guys that are 15 tops home run hitters hitting like almost 30 home runs that year. Oddly, I felt like it also made the pitchers really nasty in a way because the way the ball carried. I thought that was a big factor that year in 2019. Oddly, what do I think the Mets need to do better in the future? This is like obviously a much larger question because they do a lot of things right. they're probably going to have the #1 farm system in baseball when the rankings come out, when they're all said and done going into next season. So that's something they're doing extremely right. I think that they did a good job growing the fan base really well, like 3 million fans this year. They're obviously doing a lot right by trying. They're spending a lot of money. I think what they need to do a better job of is they need to pick the players a little better, because that obviously didn't work this year, the way they went about it. And I think they need to deploy the players a little bit better. And I think the players who are there need to play a little better. But I don't think it was like that the organization's doing a ton wrong. I think it's just obvious stuff. Like, there were some decisions that didn't work out this year. And then also the team went in the tank really, really bad in the second half. So you have to figure out how to stop that from happening, how to be a little more consistent, a little more foolproof. But it's part of a much larger conversation. So Kershaw starts game 4. I don't know about that. Maybe they're using him out of the pen. I mean, you got to figure Ohtani, Snell, Yamamoto, and then it would be a Kershaw or a Sheehan potentially there, or you roll back around Glasnow at that point. Like if he pitches today and then he gets 2 games off plus an off day, and it's only 2 innings today, I don't know. I guess you have to kind of play it by ear. I don't think they're ready to announce anything like that. Do you think Rice plays tomorrow with how he looked against Gausman Splitter today with Savage going tomorrow? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. In fact, I need to go and watch some of Gausman. So this is good. This got me off my butt now. Let's go back and look at some of the other games that happened today before we even have to worry about this Dodgers-Phillies game. We're a little warmed up now, 12 minutes in. So let's go ahead and let's get into this today. The first game today was Cubs-Brewers, and my God, did Craig Counsell look like he wanted to throw up in this game when we were watching it at the beginning. He looked literally sick to his stomach. The whole plan backfired. Boyd comes back, 3 days rest, because he only threw like 4 innings the other day. Can't get out of the first. Soroka is not much more effective, and the game's effectively over. Savali and Ben Brown pitched the rest of it. Peralta was fine, struck out a lot of guys. I think it was actually a Brewers career high. But they're just an annoying team to play, man. And this is like kind of what I expected the Brewers offense to look like when it's at its best. A little bit of concern that Chourio went down today a little bit, so I'm curious how that's going to go. But I mean, you know, let's just watch it a little bit because it got out of hand really fast. Cubs in Milwaukee here. Obviously, there's a lot of emotion with this series. We talked about it on Baseball and Coffee yesterday. You know, you got Counsell managing in Milwaukee native, the winningest manager, I think, in their franchise history. You know, on the arch nemesis Cubs side, you know, they've been waiting for him. They get him, and they just explode on him in the first inning in a really evil fashion. Now, the Cubs did jump on top on this Michael Busch home run, so I want to watch that really quick. Pretty good swing. Peralta's got very good upshoot. This ball had some cut to it. I've always said, though, this is actually a great place to hit. I feel like the batter's eye is spectacular. This is only 99 miles an hour. It goes way out. Like it's basically shaving the second deck on 99. So anyway, they get the lead. But here's how it goes for the Cubs. Jackson Chourio in the first. And we'll just watch. I want to watch the pitches in this inning because this is Brewers grindy baseball. Chourio fakes the bunt, first pitch of the game. Sells the pitch in, already shaking his head. You got to throw it over the plate, my friend. All right, you're going to throw it over the plate. I've seen your fastball. Boyd goes to the curveball. And Chourio just rolls it down the line. Obviously, he's going for 2 because he's super fast and he's 20 years old and he feels great all the time. So they're right there. And then Terang's like, I'm not wasting any time. Another, you're going to see a lot of this. First pitch ambush. Terang had a sneaky, nasty year this year too. And right like that, 5 pitches in, it's back tied to it 1. And Terang's on second in scoring position and the crowd's getting going. And then Contreras on a first pitch ambush. And that ball spanked. Great effort by Happ. He laid out there, but 104-2 at 18 in the gap. You're not catching that. And it's double, double, double. Trade places with him. That's what we would always say. Hit a double. Trade places with him. And then watch how this inning continues. Yelich. Yellich's trying to be aggressive there. Boyd goes out of the zone. Yelich trying to hit that hole there. You see here, when they're in this alignment, typically you would want to hit a ground ball to the right side to move the runner over. But some guys will actually know that they're trying to force them to do that, and they can actually get jammed and go in this gap. It looks like that's what Yelich tries to do here a little bit. He really tries to stay inside this thing. Yeah, he drags his bat pretty good. But anyway, Dansby, nice play. One out there. And then we got a 5-pitch walk. So this is also the other thing. They didn't really chase. Yelich swung at that first pitch, but they don't really chase. Yeah, this broadcast angle, the pitcher's kind of in the way, but I don't know. It's not terrible for seeing subtle movement in East-West, I would say. And Boyd tried to, he tried to nibble here because he was getting hit a little bit early. That's a 3-1 changeup. That didn't work. Frelick now. We could skip to the second pitch here. He gets on an error, and you cannot give this team an inch. I saw an interview the other day where their hitting coach was basically saying we've taken advantage of every mistake that the other team makes. That's what we do. And this is a forced error in my mind. He doesn't hit this ball hard. 49.5. He gets blown up really bad. But he tears it down the line. Yep, and here comes Horner, and he knows he's going to have to pick it and get rid of it. There's guys all over the bases running. So he's also kind of wondering what's going to happen with this guy rounding third here. And then the ball just stays down on him. Frelick, by the way, flying down the line, like I said. He doesn't take anything for granted. Watch Frelick get out of the box here. Yeah, he's on it right away, putting pressure on him. They make an error. And then eventually leads to this Perkins 11-pitch at bat that kind of breaks the back here. Gets a generous strike one. Miss off the plate away. This was also really lucky for the Brewers because the Brewers are obviously in a bullpen quite a bit as a team. And they didn't have to use any reliever that they didn't want to use today. So it's like a double whammy. They get the win, but they're still set up. They played way out in front in this game, and the Cubs had played really clean baseball in that last series, obviously versus the Padres, and they needed to. But the Brewers were waiting for him. They had something for him. Look at him spoiling pitches here. I mean, he's giving you no indication he's on your heater, yet you're not getting him out with it. These swings just look kind of whatever. But then gets a changeup, lines it up the middle. And that kind of opened the floodgates. Another run scores. First and third. And now Boyd had to get yanked right there in the first inning. So this blows up the complete pitching plan that Council had going into this. Soroka comes in, and unfortunately, it got a lot worse. He walked Joey Ortiz here. And then Chourio comes back up around. And it's just an absurdly long first inning. Chourio comes through again, makes it 6-1, pretty much puts it away. So, again, the Cubs were kind of in a weird pitching spot in this game. Boyd didn't really have it. You could kind of see that. Also, though, good approach. Good approach by the Brewers. Some annoying baseball, some ambush baseball. They slapped some good at-bats on Boyd. Those foul balls by Perkins, I mean, that's a crusher, not Perkins. Yeah, by Perkins. That 11-pitch at-bat by Perkins totally breaks him. Soroka has to come in. Next thing you know, the game's just over. They kind of just went from there. Savali, interestingly enough, pitched quite well. Ended up pitching all the way through the sixth, and then Ben Brown finished out the last two innings. And on the other side, Peralta just kind of cruised through it. He did give up this other home run to Happ. Let's see this. So 1-2 count heater. Yeah, middle down. So nothing's changed in the scouting report for Happ. That's not where you can throw it. I was just curious. Maybe it was up or something, and there's something new brewing that you got to watch out for. But that's more of the same. Can't throw that pitch to him. So then they go Ashby, Koenig, and Mears. But that's fine. It's nobody that they didn't want to have to pitch too much. No McGill, no Uribe. They They have plenty of guys. They'll be fine. So they're all set up going into game 2. Let me look at something real quick on Boyd. I was curious about the velo. Velo was actually up a little bit today, so nothing on that. Just a crazy first inning. Throws 30 pitches, doesn't get the job done. Only gets 4 whiffs on his 30 pitches in the first inning. Is there any more of my Greek salad left? Yes, it's in the fridge. I'll bring it up for you later. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that I'm gonna get into this because it was a lot closer. This came down to a couple things, but we'll get into that right after this. There is a lot going on in this Dodgers-Phillies game right now. Bases loaded. Vesey is in there. So, obviously we'll be recapping this at some point. Let me see what else we got. I actually think this angle gives the viewer a more accurate perception of the strike zone. I don't know. I don't hate the Brewer angle that much, but the guy's kind of in the way a little bit. I don't know. Just the pitcher, the guy. This is a great comment about the Brewers. And I agree with that. They're annoying to play, man. They've always been annoying to play. But this group this year, extremely annoying to play. All right, so between Boyd and Soroka, you're talking 6 whiffs and 68 pitches. So that's kind of what the Brewers do. They put it in play, and they put it in play, and they got it done. They were annoying. I don't think there's too much to dig in on tomorrow on this. There'll be a different pitching matchup tomorrow. What are we looking at for tomorrow in Cubland? Oh, they don't play, huh? They get the day off? Well, now they get a chance to catch up? Is that how that works? Yeah, they're going to get a chance to catch up. So that's good. That kind of helps the Cubs. Now they can come back around, get their pitching back together, and try to put together an offensive performance. They're probably going to get Quinn Priester, I think, for the Brewers, and he's been quite effective, but he's due to like just have some bad luck out there. So I don't think the Cubs are out of this thing by any means. All right, I think that's really all I got from that game. I don't see anything else to really look at. Not a whole lot to learn from. Vesia just got a big out for the Dodgers, and they're actually bringing in Yohan Duran down 2 here. I guess because they have the day off as well, so, or something like that. Maybe that's the case. So then you have to start managing differently with off days and stuff. Kirby looks filthy right now. I just punched out Riley Green. All right. Let's go and let's look at this Yankees game. So first off, once again, huge advantage for the Jays to be able to line up Gausman or Bieber, or Savage, or whoever. Fascinating, some of the roster decisions before the start of this game. No Scherzer, no Bassett, obviously no Bo Bichette. He's still hurt. He's not right yet, but no Scherzer, which surprised me a little bit. I saw that they said that they didn't like the matchups of Max versus the Yankees. I thought they were still going to have him out of the bullpen in some role. Bassett, I didn't know if he was healthy or not, but Scherzer surprised me a little bit. Anyway, they got to line up Gausman today, who's been pitching really, really well. He was only okay in the final game of the regular season, but good enough. Before that, he was on a roll. I made a video of him having an absolute incredible complete game shutout versus Houston down the stretch there. And so he was the matchup, and the Yankees had a choice to make. Was it going to be Luis Gil? Was it going to be Will Warren? I understand Will Warren had some really tough outings versus Toronto, but I was looking at Luis Gil under the hill a little bit. I felt like, okay, maybe you catch lightning in a bottle. Maybe we just haven't seen it yet. But his whiff rate had been a little bit of a red flag for me. Turns out he does get the quick hook today. He only goes 2 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts, got clipped twice. So it's Vlad and it's Alejandro Kirk. Ground out, and then here's the whole at-bat to Vlad. 95-8 on the 4-seam. It's interesting. Rookie of the year last year. Very hard guy to hit, especially for righties. That's been proven. But it's just odd that his strikeouts have been so weird. This slider's a weird pitch. I mean, 8 vert. Very lifty slider, but also has a little bit to the left. It's 85. It's just a weird pitch. Also, this pitch should have been annihilated, but that's a whole nother story. Changeup coming here. Nope, down. And then he gets himself another changeup. So, interesting interesting pitch calling. Great swing by Vlad. Stays back on it. Hits it awfully high. 101-2 at 37. So they go, what do they go here? They go fastball, ball, slider, meatball, changeup, ball, down, 2-1. Doesn't want to get caught throwing a predictable fastball. Goes changeup, kind of throws it right down the middle. I think it's actually pretty impressive, though. You know what, though? He does stay back on it, but the way it comes in on him, this was a perfect changeup to hit. It's not hot, it's not low enough to do the trick, and it's not in enough to make him pull it foul. He waited nicely, too. Like, one thing that's important about Vlad, like, he has a big move where, like, his load is this move. He steps back on his load. So you would think that his next move would be a really big lunge forward. So he's here. Hold on. So he's here. And then when he loads, he comes all the way back here. Now, in my head, he'd be striding way out here. But if you watch him, he's a little bit shallow of that. So it's not as far as it needs to be, but also it's very under control. Like, there's a hover, a little bit of a hover with this step. It's not a very aggressive forward move. It's just a little bit of a hover, and he keeps his hips perfectly in line, so he's ready to snap him through as soon as that foot plants. And if he overstrode there, I think his hips would be a little messed up. But look at how he kind of waits on it. Watch the hover. Hover, wham, and then drops the barrel on it. He's also just really accurate with his barrel. It's one thing that stands out about Vlad. A lot of guys swing hard, but he's got great hand-eye coordination. I mean, I guess that goes without saying for a major league hitter, but there's levels to this, and for a big guy with power, he's got special hand-eye coordination. He can fight off some pitches that other guys can't. He finds a way to put wood on the ball. So that was the Vlad homer, and here's the Kirk homer. It's a first pitch fastball. So here's the other thing about Heel's fastball shape. So he's got a little bit of that perceived cut on his fastball. It's only 2.2 inches of horizontal. Anything under 8 is going to look like it's either like it's slightly boring away from a righty, and you can kind of see it in the movement here. Like, typically a ball that came out in this lane would be riding in off the plate, but it holds really well. And I think because of that, he's able to clear it out enough and get the barrel to it. If the ball's riding in on him a little bit more, then he has to continue to pull the hands in to compensate for that. But in this case, he doesn't have to, so it all comes down to timing. And because he's in ambush mode, he's committed to being super early on the fastball. This is key, and this is why first pitch hitting is so dangerous sometimes, because if a hitter has the freedom to sell out for a pitch, and if they're completely wrong, they don't care, then they're a dangerous player if they guess right, because they're at 100% effort level. And that's what you see here from Kirk. He just goes for it, and he guesses right, and he's all over it, and it's a home run. So Gil gets caught. I mean, Heel, I should say his name right. Heel gets caught slipping there a little bit. Didn't respect the ambush, and Kirk makes it 2-0, and obviously Rogers Center was rocking at this point. Now, in my opinion, Aaron Boone did a really good job in this game early on. He wasn't going to he saw that Heel did get 2 strikeouts. One was on Barger, one was on Santander, but he did see that they were kind of on him. There was some other pretty hard contact here, I believe, in a couple places. Let's see. Yeah, this was 102, this Jimenez one. I think this spooked him a little bit, like, oh, these guys are on him, they're just missing balls. You know, if he hits that ball at a better launch angle, that ball's trouble. but he pops it up anyway. He gets him out of there after this hit. 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Vlad takes him to right, and he decides not to hesitate. Doesn't want him to have to face Barger again. So he immediately goes to Tim Hill. Tim Hill does a great job. So we can see this in the box score. That's probably the easiest way. Tim Hill does a great job, and then Doval goes 2 innings and does a great job. So at this point, they've held onto it when the Yankees finally have the rally that would have set them up in position to win, except we're going to watch what happens in the 6th inning here. They don't fully take advantage of it, and this ultimately kills the team in the game. Gausman had been rolling through 5, pretty much untouchable through 5, and here's the 6th inning. Anthony Volpe leads it off. And I thought the Yankees had much better at-bats in this inning. Gausman was fooling them a lot early, and they didn't look very competitive. So fastball in, dotted, slider away, dotted. So 2 perfect pitches in a row. And then Volpe just puts it in play. It carries crazy. And this is one of the things that's been weird with the roof open at Rogers Center. I mean, this is 93.5 at 32. This is nearly a home run. But the big key is he puts it in play and gets kind of lucky, and that gets the ball rolling. Gausman throws 2 basically unhittable pitches and then a pitch that's kind of hittable, so he puts it in play, and Volpe gets it going. Look at this swing again, though. This is odd. .93 miles an hour off the top. Wells comes up, takes a page out of Kirk's book, immediate ambush here. Gausman had been getting ahead all day, so it made sense that this was the time to swing. And now the boys have it rolling 1st and 3rd. No outs. Now Trent Grisham, 6-pitch walk. This is a very good at-bat. Spits on the splitter away. Splitter down. Gausman looking for that double play. Triples up on the split. Heater away. Actually, that was ball 4. Roki coming in. That's going to be fascinating to watch. Man, they're putting a lot of faith in him already. I kind of dig it. Good take there by Trent as well. So bases loaded, no outs. And here's where damage control and... you want to call it great pitching, damage control, or you want to call it bad hitting, up to you. But this is what cost the Yankees the game ultimately, is these next 4 or 5 at-bats. Aaron Judge is the first one up, facing Gausman. Now Gausman all of a sudden starts throwing 97 again, and this isn't a mistake. He's trying to actually go in here. You see the target. Alejandro Kirk is in. But sometimes you do throw a happy accident. Pulls the crap out of this ball because all of a sudden he's overthrowing again. And ends up throwing an absolute perfect dot down and away that Judge just has to take for 0-1. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good, but also when you throw with more velo, sometimes good things happen. Splitter down. Kirk, the best blocker in baseball. I don't know what I would call this except survival block. Holy cow. This saves a run and saves everybody from moving up 90 feet. Not insignificant. And now it's 1-1. So fastball down and away, slider down and away. Next pitch. Fastball coming. Now they want to go in again. Gausman pulls it down again. Judge with a good take. 2-1. Judge in the driver's seat. And then there's the equalizer. There's the Gausman split. Now everything to this point had been kind of away. The fastball had been dotted away accidentally. The splitter had been pulled away. The other splitter had been down. Right? Here's the fastball. Here was the mistake. The one in the dirt. And there was another one in the dirt. You can ignore that one that I made. But you get the idea. Everything was away. This pitch comes out in that same lane. It's headed towards those pitches. Totally changes gears. Hellacious split. Now, I think if Judge is on split there, he might destroy that. But he's clearly not on the split. And that gets him to 2-2. No reason to go away from it. You got to throw it again. And that was the one that should have been crushed. So this is where I would file it away in a little bit of getting away with one. Aaron Judge usually does very, very mean things to pitches like this. Instead, chops it foul, and we get to another pitch. Now Gausman makes a really good correction, but kind of overcorrects, and it's too low out of the hand. Judge spits on it, and we get to a juicy 3-2 count. Here's the first one. Gausman says, I'm going for the glory with the heater. Gets it to that inside spot that they've been trying to get to the whole time. Great pitch, good swing, good foul ball. Everybody's doing great here, and we get to this last pitch, and he throws the best split of the game. I mean, look at that. It's -1 vert. It fooled Judgy a little bit because when it came out of the hand, he was kind of in swing mode after getting sped up on that fastball in. And then he wants to be the hero here and just kind of waves at it. I think the conviction that Gausman threw this with was the key. Threw it with good conviction, got a huge strikeout there. So that was big, obviously. Now, Bellinger comes up and draws a 4-pitch walk, and the Yankees do score. And they still seem to have everything going good. Gausman used a lot of energy already in this inning, so it was actually kind of interesting that they stuck with him for another batter beyond this. I think I would have taken him out. Still in the driver's seat, though, if you're the Yankees. Absolutely. Ball down. Run scores. Bases loaded. 1 run in. And now Ben Rice. Now, I would have probably, if I were managing this game, I would have been tempted to have taken Gausman out. Bring in Fluharty or whoever. You probably get a pinch hitter. But they end up sticking with it because I think of the 2 strikeouts early in the game with Ben Rice. So let's watch this at-bat. Splitter down, nowhere near it. Man, nowhere near that at all. Split again coming. Taking it. And then now he goes to the 4-seam. He had been torturing him with the split a little bit. Oh, good pitch to hit, man. Down in. I don't know what happened here. Just kind of a misfire on the swing. I'm surprised that he didn't hit this ball harder. That's right in a Ben Rice wheelhouse. Now it's maybe a little bit too far inside. But I don't know. Maybe he's got something else on his mind that he misses this pitch. I'm going to have to watch his first 2 at-bats. Anyway, that was the pop-up, and then Varland with the at-bat of the day just decides to go nose-to-nose with Stanton and strike his way out of this. That's a 90-mile-an-hour knuckle curve, which is an absurd number for a curve. Doubles up on it. Yep, in there. And then straight cheese the next 2 pitches. Short arm, 99.9 at the tippy top. And then right here, 101, really 100.7. Short arm, 100.7, which is going to play against Big G. Big G swings vicious, but it's the longest swing in the game by swing length, and Varland doorses him right there. And that was the biggest out of the game. That quieted down the situation. The momentum was lost. The Ben Rice pop-up was big. Those 3 outs, the Judge strikeout, the Stanton strikeout, and the Ben Rice pop-up are tough. Now, I want to go back and look at those first 2 Ben Rice at-bats where he strikes out versus Gausman. And let's just see what could have maybe been on his mind, because it's all connected. Yep, nowhere near the split. Nowhere near the split. Good take. Those are 3 perfect splits in a row. So again, not executing with that fastball. It's a fastball in the hitting zone, but somehow he's above the split and under the fastball. A weird place to be. He's not on either of them. And then he's going to get him with the split here. Gets him to wave away. Second at bat. So it looks like he's getting his attention with the split, and that's making him have a hard time getting to the heater. Oh, that's also just a perfect pitch. This is probably the best pitch of the day I've seen. Bam! Dodgers win it. Roki Sasaki with the save. Glasnow pitched some relief. Great win from the Dodgers. Down 3-0. Shohei stays tough, pitches really well. And then look at that split. So I think it was the split that was on his mind when he ends up getting under this 4-seam. It's just a weird thing to be under the 4-seam and on top of the split. Like, you're kind of in no man's land with your swing there. That makes me wonder a little bit about what they will do tomorrow with you, Savage. That was a question in the chat earlier about Ben Rice. Yeah, more of the same tomorrow with you, Savage. Splitters. I still think he's in there. I think he's too important not to be in there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how your Savage's stuff plays versus this lineup. They got a lot of lefties. I feel like that plays into his game. Do you switch it up? I don't know. Not really. It's going to be very fascinating to watch tomorrow. It's such a big game. Such a big game. All right, so now I can close out and go back to the one box here. Detroit and Seattle still 0-0. Big shout out to Melton, who had a tough day the other day in Cleveland in Game 2 of that other series versus Detroit in the wild card series, and now he's 39 pitches in, throwing a shut piece to start this game against the Mariners. So shout out to him. Second out in the top of the 8th is worth a look just to give a reliever his highlight. In this game right here that we're looking at, second out, top of the 8th. Luke Little. Oh, because he caught it. I think I only caught 2 ever. 727 games, two pop-ups caught. I want to watch Judge's double here. Let's see, because Judge has got a... I mean, he's got such good career numbers versus the Jays, and in this year he's been crushing them too. They need to get him up at some big spots. The Jays don't have any answer for Judge outside of Gausman, really. So, obviously we'll see. Ooh, Julio just went deep in this game. Julio! This is also an interesting aspect to this. You Savage make his postseason debut at home rather than NY in Game 3. I think that there's something to that. I think that's fine. I don't know if that's the only consideration or not, but... You know, maybe. I don't find the new Yankee Stadium, I'm sorry, Yankee fans, I don't find it to be very intimidating as a road player at all. You know, the fans are not a factor at Yankee Stadium when you're out there on the field. Maybe warming up a little bit. You can hear them. It's exciting when they're out hitting homers, but as an opponent, it's not really that intimidating to me at all. There's other places that are more. So, but anyway, let Trey play in Toronto. Oh, Naylor. So I've just given Melton credit. Oh, never mind. It's going to be caught on the track. Holy cow. I thought that was 50 rows deep. Yee. What's the most intimidating? Probably most intimidating. That's a tough one. I mean, Dodger Stadium, 60,000 people can be pretty intimidating, but it's also just flat out exciting. Fenway can be a little on top of you. The old Yankee Stadium, I think, was the most intimidating by far. Philly can be at times, you know, a little bit intimidating, but I don't know. By the time I played in crazy games in Philly, I was like pretty much used to it. I don't know. It's all different when you're younger. Anyway, after that, the Yankees decided, so they didn't get the lead there. This is my point. They did not get the lead in that inning. And then instead of going straight to, you know, Devin Williams or whoever they want to go to, they go back to Weaver. And let's watch all 10 pitches of Weave's outing, because then this leads to an eventual blowout victory. Blackburn also got hit around a little bit, but let's watch what happens here in the 7th inning. Here's Luke Weaver, because the Yankees are going to kind of need him. And obviously we know that he didn't pitch well in Game 1 versus the Red Sox. So we would like to see him come out there. Now, what kind of pocket did they give him? They give him Varsho. This is a good matchup for Weave. Immediately falls behind 2-0. I want to see where his velocity is at, too, because I actually think that when his velocity spiked up towards the end of the year, to me, that coincided with his command going south. So it's almost like, now I'm throwing so hard, again, that I can't control it. Like my timing is off. I want to see his reaction on this pitch, the second, because it looked, I fasted through it quick, but he got pissed. Yeah, that was to get to 3-0. All right, so 5-pitch walk. Here's Santander. So they did get him into a lefty pocket, which is what I would have tried to do too. Let the changeup play, let the fastball play. Non-competitive changeup there, so 1-0 count on both guys. There's a good heater, but it's also a challenge heater to a challenge heater hitter, Santander. This was a great metric though. 20 inches of IVB, 97-ish, 2,400 RPM. It's a really good fastball. But look how hard Santander swings at this. I mean, I've challenged him with some heaters in my day, and you always know he's going to swing hard as shit with no strikes. All right, so 1-1. I was going to go to the changeup here, and this is kind of a similar hit to some of the ones he allowed against Boston. Changeup doesn't quite get down. Guys are able to kind of stay on it right now and line it into the big part of the field. And that's what Santander does here, 95.3. So it gets off the barrel a tiny bit, but not nearly enough. He's able to extend on it, gets it through. So now 2 hits. Well, a walk and a hit, first and third, and then Jimenez. So a third lefty. So I do think Boone put him in a position to succeed. Yes, this is a 1-run game, but overall, you're going to go with the guy's overall track record and the way he's thrown most of the year this year, and you're going to say that last game was a hiccup. We're going to need him. Let's get him in here. We're not winning, but it doesn't work. And now the hole gets a little deeper, and the psyche. You have to think about the psyche a little bit more, and you have to kind of figure out how you want to utilize this guy now. Another change up, and it doesn't help that they had infield in here. This I don't love. Jazz is playing way in here. Weaver, not a huge strikeout pitcher, has strikeouts. But I think I would have played double play depth here. Maybe even back a little bit, because you can come back from 2 runs. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to allow this guy to score, but you can come back from 2 runs. It bothered me a little bit, this play, because he's not getting ahead. He's not in great form. And now you're going to make him try to be perfect with his contact here. This changeup's way up high. It's nowhere where he wants to go with it. Jimenez lines it kind of past Jazz, who's playing like on a suicide depth. And it's a hit. And I just don't like this. I wouldn't have played infield in here. I don't get it. So first and second, no outs. Not a great spot. Now they bring in the fireman Cruz. But, eventually Cruz is going to get got. I mean, you can't come into a mess every single time. Yes, if Jazz is in the regular position, that's an out. I can't highlight that enough. Look at that. Where is he playing? He's not even over. He's also way the freak up the middle. At least stand here. I mean, you're not catching something that's hit hard up here, and if it's hit soft, Weaver's catching it anyway. What are we doing? Move over. Doesn't make any sense. All right, enough of that. But that was a big play, man. And then they kind of gets away from him. Cruz comes in. They go ahead and bunt, which I kind of think was a good play now. Now you make the Yankees play some baseball. Obviously, they're not always the best at this. This was a sick play by Cruz, but I like the idea. This was actually a sick play by Cruz. But I like the idea. I like the idea here. Can we stick here on the high home? Because watch Cruz bounce off this mound. That was nasty. You could tell that he played some infield back in the day, and he was a conversion, which he was. We practice that all the time, but that was really, really well done in a big spot. So great job by Cruz there, but then here's where the Cruz monster comes out sometimes. With being as nasty as he is, I mean, you see when you get swings on splitters like this. Are you freaking kidding me? How do you swing at this? So you're getting swings like that, yet it also comes with an awful lot of non-competitive pitches as well, typically. I mean, those are easy takes, especially after you swung at the first one. Even that's not a strike. George swings at it anyway. I mean, these splitters are way outside. They're so nasty, though. Holy cow. So he takes them, gets the walk. That's part of the experience. He's trying to strike you out there. So you're going to have to live with it sometimes. And then finally he gets got. The game gets blown open. And then it's all for nothing. Like all that really good work by Tim Hill, Doval, the guys that got on base on that rally, and then it doesn't kind of click. And then this inning just gets away from Weaver and Cruz. And that's the game. I don't think this series is over. I think it's far from over, actually. Because anytime you got Max Fried on the mound, you got a really good shot. And that's what the Yankees have tomorrow. And they're going against a rookie. But Savage also might shove. And it could be 2-0 this time tomorrow. And the Yankees are looking at having to win 3 in a row. So this was a big game. Blue Jays did give him credit. They did a really nice job. Gosselin set the tone early, and they took advantage of some bad pitches. This is a 3-1 fastball with the bases loaded. It's to the point where he kind of knew he had to come to him, even though it's above the zone. He anticipates really well, whacks it in the corner, and by he I mean Nathan Lucas. Really good job. 5-1, and there's really not much else to see. There was another home run by our guy Alejandro Kirk, who just seems to be everywhere lately on these streams. Doing it behind the plate, doing it with homers. Hits it to Jeff Hoffman, who of course drops it. Come on, Jeff, you got to catch this. You kidding me? Come on, Jeff, you had one job. Turn around and squeeze it. Anyway, another home run for Kirk. Captain Kirk. And this game was a wrap. Nothing much to see there, but it's going to be Savage and Fried tomorrow. And we'll see where we're at after 2 games. Spectre is saying that Kirby is getting tired. I am watching this game, and I don't know yet. He's given up no runs. George Kirby's definitely in my top 5 favorite pitchers. He's so freaking good. Wish I was as good as him. Ooh, Vlad double play was big too. Point me in the right direction to this. Vlad double play. Okay. On defense? Was Vlad on defense? Top 5 favorite pitchers? I don't know. I just got to think about that a little more. But Kirby's in there. First or second inning. McMahon at bat. Oh, here we go. Unassisted double play. Thank you, chat. Damn. Did he hit that hard? Not really, but let's look at the high home. Man, look at the shadow coming in. Right field was a nightmare early in this game, huh? Oh, you also have a shard of wood coming at you. That's a big play, because if this gets by him, it's first and third, 1 out. So yeah, really nice play there. Vlad's a good ball player. Really good ball player. I remember when he played third. You guys remember that? Oh, snap. Jays may only have 3 starters for the series, but they also have Lauer, who could be stretched out for a long relief. And Lauer's been very, very good for them this year. Good call there with that. Really good. Does the second baseman get that? Well, I guess we can look again. I'm going to say no. That's through. All right, good night, Jared. Go play that music. Yeah, you could go Varland as an opener into Lauer. That makes sense. Yeah, I could see that. Varland and Lauer. That's a good idea. I have that, Jake. Yeah, I could definitely see them doing that. But anyway, give credit to the Jays. They played a heck of a ball game. Played a heck of a ball game tonight. Who did they end up pitching? They ended up pitching... Sir Anthony got 7 pitches, Brendan Little 14, and Hoffman 17. So that's fine. Those guys needed to throw. They'll be good to go. Offensively, Rice is the one who had a really tough day. Stanton's been a little hot and cold in the playoffs so far. Stanton Stanton had the pretty good swings against Connolly early in Game 3. Other than that, he's looked pretty poor. I don't know. Interesting lineup decisions for the Yanks tomorrow. Interesting matchup, honestly, with Savage. Very, very fascinating to watch how he does versus in his first outing versus the Yankees, and it's in a playoff game. So very cool that this is going down. All right. I don't think there's anything else really to watch. Hoffman's velocity was back. Maybe we can check Hoffman for a sec. Might as well. We'll watch Volpe strike out to end the game. All right, so 95-6. I do think Jeff has a very cool looking delivery. I will say that. He always has. Like the way this move right here, this leg kick where he curls in with the pigeon-toed foot. Well, not the pigeon-toed, but the very vertical foot here. And it's all like, and then he gets into this crouch, and I like the way his weight is a little bit over his toes. Like he throws off the ball of his foot, which is the way I like to do it. I feel like it looks good. Anyway, I just think he looks cool when he throws. 0-2. Oh, that's a really good pitch. Doesn't get it, but that's a good pitch. Definitely letting it rip. That's a good place for him. Here's the split. Interesting. Ooh, really good split. Came out just like those fastballs. He had really good conviction on this one, too. All right, so they're going to need him. You know, they signed him to be this dude. I know he's had a weird year, but they definitely going to need him. Yeah, did a good job on that. All right. All right. It's going to be fascinating to watch. All right, so let's head over now. Dodgers Phillies. Commentary between AJ and Wainwright is awesome. Are they doing this one on FS1? They're doing this game? They're both really smart, and they worked together before with the Cardinals. Obviously, Waino's pitched a silly amount of innings and knows what he's talking about big time. Hoffman has the delivery of a guy who should wear a straight brim and a little off-center, and yet he doesn't. Oh, God. George Sherrill? Fernando Rodney? Who are we thinking here? Man, there used to be a lot of these dudes back in the day. Ricky Romero? Dontrell Willis? Good one there, worst sandwich. Yeah, definitely Rodney. What's this? Hold on. Mike, what's this comment about? Is this all about this Schlittler stuff? You know, converting the whole fan... I mean, it's just like, you're going to root for your kid. I think it's a little weird to, like, completely abandon your... I don't know what level of fandom they were on before, but... You know, you're going to root for your kid. It overrides it for the time being, but I don't know. To like all of a sudden have like hatred for your old team is weird. I don't know. Maybe the DMs were pretty mean. To Schlitt. So, interesting. Oh, okay, so... Waino was saying that George was getting tired in this game because of how wild he was getting. Yeah, it could be. And there's usually other signs, too. I mean, shoosh, I just watched him throw a 97-mile-an-hour dart up and into Kerry Carpenter. Sorry, I was curious about the choice to go to Hoffman 10-1. I just think it's just to get him. They just need to keep pitching him. They just need to keep McDoodles. They just need to keep pitching him, honestly, just to see what they got in a 10-1 game. I don't think that they are 100% sure how much they trust him yet. Like, they want to trust him, but he's had such a weird year that I think they want to keep testing it. So it was good to see him come out and do a good job. Nope, no StreamYard. Just using a plugin. I did some figuring things out today, mister. Had a little time while my kid, when my kid was sleeping. Oh, Kerry Carpenter! Oh, he clipped George. Big time. 2-run home run for the lead. On a high pitch, too. Wow, that teacher man swing just got the job done. All right, it's time for Dodgers-Phillies talk. All right, first of all, this was a great matchup. It's Christopher Sanchez and Shohei. And, it's always interesting when Shohei does the old, I'm going to bat leadoff and start the game, which is, like, super crazy. Like, what? You have to be ready to hit, and then you got to go back out there and pitch the bottom of the first? Very, very, very weird. So, anyway, that always blows my mind. And then the way the Dodgers use the bullpen today, this is why I still... man, they got a great chance to repeat. Glass now, Vesia, Sasaki. Way different than what we were seeing at the end of the year. And then on the Philly side, D-Rob came in to do a little firemanning work. Did his fireman job and then got in a little trouble in that led to that Teoscar home run that kind of flipped the game. But let's watch the beginning of this game with Shohei on the mound. Oh, it's not the Cubs. It is the no, it's not them either. It's the Dodgers and the Phillies, fighting Phillies. So let's watch a little bit of Shohei. First at bat of the game, just to get a sense. Gyro slider. Trey Turner tries to go first pitch ambush. This camera angle is horrible to see sliders. Two seamers are going to look insane. So there's an 88 mile-an-hour sweeper. Here's the 4. 98. So 98's the first heater we see. Tell you what, the rhythm in Shohei's delivery is something else now. Like he starts, he taps, he rocks. Like, there's just a lot of rhythm going on. And then sweeper. So he toggled 2 different slider types and threw 1 fastball in this at-bat to Trey. Schwarber ends up flying out here on a 99 mile-an-hour fastball. So really good velocity. Man, he just missed that. Holy cow. 108.6 at 48. I called a Schwarbomb in the first inning today of Shohei, and I just missed that, and then he gets Harper to ground out. So the first inning went quite well. It was the second inning where stuff went wrong for Shohei a little bit. Goes through the very expensive top of the order for the Phillies. And then here's how the second inning goes. So it's a Bohm walk, 3-2 fastball. Just misses in with it. So there's the first little leak. And then Marsh comes up. Let's watch this at-bat. Gonna try a curveball. Bad catching there. First of all, what a dumper. This pitch is slow as crap. 76.7. Look at this rainbow. But he boxes that. That was a strike. Doesn't get it. Velocity was great, though. Sitting 99-ish. Swings down on that. Fouls it back. 99 away. So now challenging Marsh a little bit. Yeah. Got himself in a bad situation here, though. Worked out of it. He got to 2-2. Tries to go even harder. Pulls it middle down, though. Marsh is able to get the bat to it. He was late on his fastball. What Shohei needed to do is he needed to go further up in the zone here. He was late on about medium height, and then this ball is, I think, pretty low, huh? Yeah, very low. He's able to drop the head on it, slap it through. So first and second, no outs. And then the JT at bat. This is how the scoring got going. Slider, good take. And then this is a nice job. 4-seam middle, but totally committed to shooting the fastball the other way. Off to the races, 2-run score, and just like that, he sprung the leak with the walk, and then I think getting behind in the count was a big deal to Marsh, mainly because of that first pitch curveball that didn't get caught. Gets himself in a spot, throws the ball down the middle. Really good approach by JT, gets the hit. And then this also, Bader comes up. Let's watch his at-bat. So now there's 1 out man on third. Slider, fouled off. Sweeper off that. And I think Harry does a good job here. Almost takes it out. Gets it off the end just a bit, but it is a secular fly. 85-8 at 33, and 3 runs come through for the Phillies. So at this point, I was like, damn, the layoff didn't hurt them. Shohei, they're onto him a little bit. You know, you see a little weakness in his game. But to his credit, after that, he was really, really good. Strikeout of Mr. Stott here on a fastball. Doors up top. We got a strikeout of Schwarber on a split. So he started bringing it all out after that. And he didn't give in. This is really key. This is filthy. Schwarber is nowhere freaking near that. Diablo. And then Harper, 3-pitch strikeout. Let's watch the whole thing. 100, Bayou, middle. 100.4, fouled off, middle. And then splitter, goodbye. So he turned it up a notch after he gave up those runs, and he needed to, and it paid off because the Dodgers were able to kind of hold it there and build their comeback, even though Sanchez looked really good on the other side, which we're going to get into in a second after I show you Shohei returning to form here and just punching tickets. Kepler, Smelia, fastball in, 99. Schwarber again. So Schwarber almost homered and then punched out twice versus Shohei. This is a really good curveball in a big spot. This is actually a great at-bat. Let's watch this whole at-bat. First and second, 2 outs, 3-0 game. If Schwarber comes through here, this game's over. So this was a huge pivotal at-bat in the game. Let's see how Shohei goes about it. First pitch, gyro sweeper. Basically a pure bullet, which has a little bit of depth to it. Really, really good pitch at 90 miles an hour. And you see it on the way in. It looks like it kind of backs up. It goes the other direction. But Schwarber thinks this is a fastball until he realizes right around here it's not. And he just misses it. So 0-1. Good pitch there. Going to go fastball off of that to the up end quadrant. Gets it to the top shelf. And he's just late. Really good life on this heater. Out of a slide step move, too. All right, 0-2 count. Good take there. Why didn't he swing at that? I think it just came out a little bit low and in. Wanted the trigger, but pretty good take here by Kyle. Now, one thing about Kyle, he strikes out a lot, but they're all in the zone. He's not a huge chaser. Actually, pretty good at not chasing. He walks a ton. So this is the other skill you have to have if you're going to still swing really hard in the middle and miss a lot of strikes. You have to also not swing at a lot of balls. This is like what PCA or Javi Baez haven't figured out. If they could figure out their chase factor, I mean, they'd be amazing. There's another one. Great take here. He doesn't even flinch at this. This is a screaming heater, 99. Looks like it's headed for the black in. Kind of carries in. 3-2. But then Shohei goes off the menu with the curveball, which is just showing you, just the overall wealth of choices that he has is just something else. Hadn't seen one of these yet. Threw him a bunch of sliders, threw him some fastballs, and then drops this hammer on him. Watch this. 2 speeds down, so even though he swings in the zone, he's way off time. He could not be on time for that. So that was an unbelievable pitch by Shohei. That was a very key pitch in this game, and for good measure, he has a 1-2-3-6 with a strikeout of Harper on the curveball. Oof, hammer. That's been a new pitch for him this year that haven't seen a lot in the past. Been really, really good. And then another really good curveball. Marsh smiling because that's so nasty. And at this point, he was feeling it. They had just gotten 2 runs, and they were right back in it. Now, on the other side, Christopher Sanchez. Now, if we go to the box score, Sanchez ends up going 5 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. It all happened to him in the 5th. He was unbelievable, actually in the 6th. He was unbelievable in the first 5 innings of this game. Here's Shohei, 3-pitch punch out to open the game. This was unfair. 94 perfectly down and in. Changeup. One of the best changeups in the game. Nowhere near that. Look at how far Shohei is away from this pitch. Dude, this guy is something else. And then he just says, you know what? You're nowhere near that, and you're nowhere near this. 3-pitch punch out. Goodbye. And you're going to see a lot of changeup punch outs. Oh, it's just devastating. His velocity ticked up last year, and he held it even higher into this year. And it makes all the difference in the world. He gets you so far out front. That changeup is a dead fish. He's got great command with it. He works both sides of the plate with the sinker. Look at that one. Little front door sinker. Pajes can't do anything with that. Here's Shohei getting called out on strikes with the sinker. Is this back door? Yep, accidental backdoor paint. Paint down, accidental backdoor paint. And then Teoscar again, who he kind of owns. Change up. I mean, when you're getting people to swing at changeups that bounce, when you're getting pro major league hitters who would later in this game hit an Oppo 3-run homer to take the lead, to swing at a pitch like this, you know you got a freaking good changeup, man. Christopher Sanchez is so good. And then he even finished out the 5th with the flurry. Change up here to Will Smith, and look at that. Ooh, negative 6.3. So I think he's even kicking his changeup as well. He already had a good one when it was traditional. You're kicking it now even further. Negative 6.3 on the vert, which means this ball is dropping heavily off the table, as well as running insane. Almost negative 19 to the arm side. And at 87 off of his typical 96. And you can see Will Smith is nowhere near that. And then Shohei again. This is a 4-pitch strikeout. We'll watch the whole thing. That's a good comment. Because he's a tall, lanky, lefty-looking dude. Like he would have like a Tayshaun Prince type of game, maybe. Man, slider. Oh, the changeup is devastating. I mean, Shohei swings at this like it's a fastball. Fully, 100%. Nowhere near it. And then he's like, I don't want to chase. I don't want to chase. I don't want to chase. I'm not going to swing at a ball. I'm not going to swing at a ball. Oh, shit, he threw me a strike. That's when it's fun. So he was through 5, and he was absolutely rolling. But this game was far from over. Don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. 6th inning. Mookie grounds out to lead off the inning, and Teoscar strikes out. So it starts off good. He's still rolling along here. Change up to Mookie, gets him to swing at a ball. I bet you his chase rate's out of control. We're going to look at his numbers in a minute. And then Teoscar strikes out, bets on a changeup again. Ooh, no, sinker this time. Oh, this is Freddie. No. Teoscar on a changeup. Yep, knew it. Man, that's just diabolical. These pitches are so far low that these guys are swinging at. That's another one. Negative 5.8 on the IVB. That's so impressive. All right. Before we watch, we got a pretty good comment in the chat here from Dano about killing arm speed, fastball arm speed, but killing the lower half. Let's see if we can see it. This is a changeup. Arm speed looks great to me. I think you're right about that. If you watch the arm speed, the effort level looks pretty good on this changeup. So he sells the crap out of that. That's better than most of the guys we've watched from this angle. So yeah, that's the technique. Make it look legit in every single way. All right, here's where the rally starts. 4-pitch at bat so there's 2 outs in the 6th. Freddie walks, which we just saw, which that sprung the leak a little bit. Taking on a tiny bit of water there, and then Tommy Edman with a 4-pitch at bat. Change up down. Oof. Change up again. Man, he could just almost throw all changeups. Sinker down. That's a good call by the umpire. Tough pitch to discern. Tommy Edman. I was just gonna say he's bound to shoot it to right field. That's all you can do. All these pitchers are running away from you. If you try to pull, if you're a righty, especially with Tommy Edman's swing, and you try to pull Christopher Sanchez, you're hitting a ground ball to shortstop or the pitcher or third base. weekly, every time with like 2 hops. That's not what he does. He drives this ball to right. Great swing. And they're kind of in that alignment where they're expecting him to be out front on a changeup and pull it over here or even pull it a little bit up the middle. But this whole space is wide open. You could drive a truck through here. I'm surprised more guys just haven't perfected their opposite field ground ball swing. Most pitchers pitch away. I feel like guys are vulnerable to giving up this hit. He doesn't even have to go that far to the right to get this hit. So anyway, good job by Tommy there. First and third, 2 outs. Still feels like he's going to get out of it. And then he has to go face playoff hero, my friend, Mr. Enrique Kike Hernandez, who takes the ball 1, and you know he's ready to swing always. Interesting that they go slider here. I don't understand this pitch call at all. You should be changeups all day to Kike. Kike wants to pull everything. He's not really a guy who goes the other way. Even in this hit, this ball's pulled. Slider gives him a chance. It's coming in towards him. His energy's always pulling him towards third base. This was just it's a poor execution. They're trying to go back door. You see where JT sets up. So JT wants to catch it right around here. So he wants this ball to come like in here. Instead, he pulls it into the hitting zone. But I don't like this pitch call at all. Like I was just explaining with Edmund, if you throw the ball away to these righties who are trying to pull, they're probably going to hit a weak ground ball every time, and it's going to be an easy play to make. But instead, they kind of give him something he can do something with. Change up in, pulls it down there in the corner, and just like that, they got within 1. And now we had a ball game again, right? Shohei then came out and had that shutdown 6th inning that we watched. Now Robertson did come in and got Muncy out, which kind of stopped the rally. Robertson is the Fernando Cruz. He's actually the best fireman in the generation, I would say. If you have other fireman ideas, guys who are amazing at this job over the years, please throw them at me, but I don't think there's anybody better than Mr. David Robertson in this. But he gets in trouble in the 7th. Pages with a single. Gets himself into a 3-2 count. Pulls it through that hole. And then this is a very uncharacteristic mistake by D-Rob. Knuckle curve to the sleeve, and then they take him out. Now, I'm surprised. This is a guy that I would ride or die without on the mound. I know that the matchups that were coming up looks like it's top of the order. Shohei, Betts, Teoscar. Has Strom had that type of year to be handed this responsibility? I honestly don't know. I feel like he's been good, but I don't feel like this was like a career year. 274. Okay, he's been really, really good. 93rd percentile. 81st percentile K. 23rd percentile whiff. Mark Eichhorn. Okay. That's a good one, Dano. Barrel percentage, 95th percentile. Okay. They decided that they liked this matchup better, and D-Rub already had some pitches on him, so I get that. Anyway, this is how it plays out. He strikes out Shohei. Shohei had a horrible night at the plate. Golden sombrero at the plate. Kind of maybe proving that he had some other things on his mind. Took 2 fastballs right down the middle. Holy cow. And then he gets Mookie to pop out. And then it's just more damage with two outs, though. 2 out. Big hits with 2 outs. Carry the Dodgers in this ball game. And that's the effect that Strum's fastball typically has. So I mentioned before, he gets very low, and then he still stays behind the ball and throws it with good backspin, so he gets really good ride up and in on guys. Even though it's only 92.5, you see the effect here on Mookie. He tries to get on top of it, but can't. Pops it up. And that gets us to the 2-out situation. And that gets us to Teoscar. Now, we watched this earlier. It's a 2-pitch at-bat. It's an arm side cutter that's non-competitive. And then he goes ahead and throws him that same upshoot fastball. The difference is he misses up and away with it. Let's see where JT sets up. In. Yep. So it's a missed spot. If he gets it to where he threw it to Mookie, it's a pretty easy pop-up probably. And the Phillies are still in the lead of this game. And then they probably go Duran the rest of the way. 2 innings or something like that. And they can maybe lock it down. But again, It's small things. It's not always the pitch choice. Sometimes it's just the pitch location. If he gets it here, he's fine. But instead, he threw it over here. Teoscar doesn't try to pull this pitch. Stays on it. Pummels it to right center. Backspins the crap out of it. 103 at 36. And the Dodgers take a 2-run lead on a 3-run homer. Just a huge swing. And they hold on from there. Now, what we do need to watch, Kerkering and Duran both looked great, by the way. But what we do need to watch is we need to watch a little bit of Glasnow. And then we need to watch Roki. And then we'll go look at the data. We'll touch in on this game, and that'll be it. So here was Glasnow. There was that throwing error play, flyout. So let's speed watch Glasnow a little bit. 97.6. So now the fastball, we all know what type of stuff he has. This is such a lethal guy to unleash out of the bullpen. He has reliever written all over him. He's just too good. So he ends up being a starter. But again, you want to talk about a special fastball metric. He's got between 17 and 20 inches of induced vertical break, and the ball's at a 0. So that ball is boring in on a lefty, running away from a righty, at least perception-wise. And it is staying really, really firm. And 7-7 extension, literally top of the scale. He's handing the ball to the catcher, essentially. You can see it when you watch him from the side. Look how far down Big Tyler gets. I mean, this is how far off the mound the stride gets. Look at that. That is super far. And then the hand gets out in front of that and way over the top. So he's releasing it like all the way out here. Basically handing it to the catcher. This is a nice weapon. Really nice weapon for the Dodgers to be using in the bullpen now. Very expensive reliever, but really, really useful this time of year. So he gets a fly out there, and then he gets a double play here. And, you know, the Dodgers, who couldn't buy some outs at the end of the game, at the end of the regular season, all of a sudden now seem to have some secret weapons. 8th inning. He's going to punch out Stott on a curveball. That's the combination. It's the crazy fastball and that banger curveball. See you later. He would walk Trey, but then he goes 3-pitch punchy to Schwarber. Schwarber with another strikeout. So my call is Schwarber to be the MVP of the series if the Phillies win it. I think he's the most dangerous guy, but he goes right out and has a tough night the first night. And both of the top 2 MVPs had a tough night at the plate. Schwarber, I believe, 3 strikeouts. Shohei, 4. So even sometimes the best of the best, when you face curveballs like this one from Glasnow, you can't hit them. Yeesh. And then Vestia had to bail him out a little bit. Harp gets a single here on a 2-strike curveball. Let's see what the location on this is. Yeah, just too high. Just too high. Still gets on top of it. Still mishits it, but it's a hittable pitch instead of a chase in the dirt. So that's the difference there. Walks Bohm. Vestia comes in. Ends up getting a huge out here, bases loaded. This was also the ball game. There was like 3 or 4 at-bats in this game that were all the ball game, and this was the last one. Fastball. That's what Vestia does. He's the one with the huge... He's got the top IVB in the league outside of Jonah Tong. Vestia is the one who will actually be on the leaderboard because he's qualified. But look at that, 24-4 on the first one that was fouled. You know how hard it is to get on top of a 24-4 induced vertical break fastball? It's insane. Anyway, just goes 3 fastballs. The third one's 23 inches of induced vertical break. I don't even know how you do that. And he gets under it. Just enough. That's what that pitch does. 99.6, but at 34, it's a can of shit all day long. And that was a massive out. And sets them up with a nice 2-run lead where they can unleash the monster. That is Roki Sasaki. First batter, JT Realmuto. Let's watch all the pitches. 101, pulled glove side. 99, up and in, fouled off. Ooh, 99, 8 away. 1-2, here comes split. Oh my god, he threw a rainbow. He threw a jump shot. Dude, 618 RPM, negative 8.1. This thing is like a raindrop. What is this pitch? One of the weirdest pitches you've ever seen. Locks up JT. Nasty. And then here's a little bit of adversity. So this is interesting to watch. I've been curious to see what happens when he faces it a little bit. 100 up and away, really good. The stuff has been fantastic since coming off the IL, don't you guys think? Wow. Splitter up top. It plays at the very top and it plays at the very bottom. Oof. Gets beat on it there. Great swing by Kepler. Just sticks his neck in there. Pokes it in there, gets the second. A little bit of a risky play, but makes it no problem. Look at this swing. Just sticks his neck in there. Really nice here. So he gets the second, and then here is how Rocky's going to finish this game. First it's Castellanos. 101 down and away. They play Rojas a little pitch up the middle, and it pays off. Yeah, good defense here. You know, for a long time, this was a hit in the major leagues. A little ground ball up the middle, but they've already got Rojas over there, so 2 outs. They hit it hard, 93-9. Surprised they went right at Castellanos. He's always ready for the fastball. All right, last batter of the game, Stott. Oof. He's getting ahead really good, too, and the fastball looks great. The command and the shape and everything. That's what I expected sometimes to see from the split. Just a crazy one. Yep, and then 100 with 7-foot extension. Just not enough for Stott. Pops it up. Dodgers take game 1. Behind what might be the new formula. Starter, give you 6 or 7. Glasnow, some combination of Glasnow, Vesia, and then Sasaki. So I kind of like it for the Dodgers. It's interesting. It's new. And this was a big win. Big come-from-behind win, and it all came down to a couple of 2-out rallies and 2-out hits by the Dodgers. Huge hits. A couple guys going the other way. Teoscar, Edman. Some big swings in this game. Some very impressive swings. So let's go to the data and let's look at some of this stuff that we need to know about. So on the side of Shohei, he ended up getting 48% whiff, which is unbelievable. 23 whiffs on 48 swings. The big culprits in terms of percentages was curveball, so expect to see a lot more of these moving forward. 7 swings, 6 whiffs on curveball. On split, 5 swings, 4 whiffs. So these 2 pitches were absolutely lethal with 2 strikes. He should be using them a lot. He got 8 even on 4-seamers and 4 on sliders. Shohei did outstanding in this game, despite giving up the 3 runs. The velocity was good. The pitch mix is downright crazy. Now, he did skew a little more heavy to 3 pitches. 4-seam, slider, and curveball in this game, but also threw 9 splits, 8 sweepers, 2 sinkers, and a cutter. Okay. And then let's look at Glasnow. Glasnow, yep, velo trending up out of the pen. That makes sense. Averaged 97.1 today and 97.3 on his 2 different heaters. Almost 91 on the slider, which is really good. He had better shape on his pitches today. Fastball had 2 more inches of vert. Sinker had more inches of vert, so his arm angle might have hiked up a little bit today. Be curious to see about that. Everything picked up a little more vert, but he also picked up more horizontal on his curveball and on his fastball, interestingly. So, I don't know. Maybe something's up a little bit with the arm angle with a little more effort, but really good. He also had 40% whiff, by the way. Fantastic. Vesia averaged a ridiculous 23 inches of IVB, and that's why he pitches, and that's why he's good. So I always think that's funny to look at. And then Sasaki averaged 100.1 today, which continues to be way higher than before he was on the IL. Mariners just tied the game up, by the way. He was averaging 96.1 before he got hurt, but 100 mile an hour on that. 87 on the split, which is really slow off the fastball, but also faster than it has been. And he didn't get a single whiff tonight, which is a little weird, but he only threw a few pitches, so it's okay. Sanchez on the other side, who was outstanding in this game, he also got 42% whiff. So there was so much swing and miss in this game to go around. Sanchez, 43 pitches, 18 whiffs. I mean, look at the changeup, though. 19 swings on changeups, 12 whiffs for 63% whiff on changeup. Truly one of the great pitches in the game. He's a 3-pitch pitcher, but he dominates with it. Sinker, changeup, slider. I think he should throw a few 4-seamers if it were me, but they don't go there. And that's about the only interesting stuff there is really to see from that game. It's just one game, but a really nice comeback. That's a game that the Phillies have to have. They get an early 3-run lead on the Dodgers, and they don't win it at home. That's a game they have to have, frankly. So I think that was tough. All right, let's get in the chat for a minute. We'll touch on this Mariner stuff, and then I think I'm going to call it because I'm tired. Shohei has been hitting mediocre during his pitching days. Thanks, Puppy Butt. We looked at that recently as well. Really struggles when he's hitting while pitching. Got a couple of fireman votes. Mike Eichhorn, Josh Hader, pre-closer. This was a comment about Glasnow's delivery from Spectre. He's almost pitching from flat ground. Dano says Schwarber has that Matt Stairs quality where you genuinely believe he's going to go hard anytime he swings the bat. And I always respect it as a pitcher. I think it's great when the hitters go for blood every time. Like Hunter Pence used to do that. I used to think that was great. 48% whiff would be 100% for a season. Yes, it would be 100%. And that's what Shohei got tonight. So he's outstanding. And yeah, no blue light glasses tonight. But I'm still tired. So mainly because I've been up all day with doing stuff, and then I have to do more stuff tomorrow. Anyway, that's it for the chat. For now, well, let's go and check in on this game, which is now actually tied 2-2. Like I said, Troy Melton has done a nice job in this game for the Tigers. 4 innings. He went 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. The Tigers are in full, they call it pitching chaos. It just means they don't really have any starters that they trust except for Skubal and like a touch of Mize, a touch of Flaherty. Other than that, it's just a free-for-all. That being said, I thought they were at a big disadvantage of this game because of that, and yet they're tied 2-2 right now, and they actually held the lead for quite a while. Montero has not pitched well in the inning that they're currently in, and now Holton's in the game trying to save the day with first and second, no outs. Seattle big-time threatening. Bass baseball. This is a good comment. And then on the other side, Kirby looked incredible early, 5 innings. He ends up going 5 innings, 2 runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and now we're in that Seattle bullpen. I'm not in love with the Seattle bullpen. They've had some guys who have had good years. Bizzardo had a good year, right? Yep. 2.52, 73 games, really good. How did Ferguson do? Pretty good, 3.58 in 70 games. But I just love their starters so much. It makes me sad. But they made him work really hard. 94 pitches in those 5 innings for George. All right, let's go watch the run scoring to this point. It was one run for Seattle in the 4th, 2 for Detroit in the 5th, and 1 for Seattle so far in the 6th. Detroit and Seattle. No, that was the home run. This was the first run. It was actually Julio. So this is a 5-pitch at bat. Troy Melton versus Julio Rodriguez. 0-0 in the 4th. Dotted away. 4-seam. Oh, now he's switching the sinker in. I love it. Good take. If you get the swing there, you get what you want, but he gets the take. Sinker in again. 2-1 count. 4-seam. They're going to go away with it, I'm sure. Yep, up away. Ooh, dots it again. So he's thrown 2 in this at bat. This is also a very interestingly translucent strike zone. He's thrown 2 4-seamers dotted over here, and then he's thrown 2 sinkers way in here. So that's what we got so far. Let's see what Julio hits. Another 4-seam. Let's see if it leaks middle. Well, it does, but it's top of the zone. Unbelievable swing. 109.5 at 27 at dead center, and this ballpark is a poke and a half. Now, I did note Melton doesn't have a great metric on his stuff. 13.9 on the 4-seam in terms of induced vertical here. 6.9, so relatively straight fastball, but he's throwing 97, 98, and he's got good extension. This is just a hell of a swing by Julio up in the zone. Yeah, Javi just made a sick play in this game. Here's Julio's swing. The tag by Javi. Trying to get that double play. Yeah, I think he's going to get it. That was sick. All right, let's watch the Julio swing again. It's just amazing. He gets He gets there. He hits this ball kind of deep. But he compresses it super hard, man. Almost a $110 off the bat. That's superstar status. All right, so that was the 1 run. And then we got to watch the George Kirby getting clipped here. Getting clipped here by Kerry Carpenter. Watch this at bat. Man on second, 2 outs. Almost gets beat right here with a first pitch slider, middle. This is a dangerous pitch to throw to Kerry Carpenter. I would never want to throw this pitch to him, but he gets away with it here. And honestly, if you get away with it, you kind of set him up for some things and you can see where he's at. Clearly on fastball timing, but also mistakes in the middle are tough. Comeback sinker up in strike. Wow, I don't think this was a strike, but this was a heck of a pitch. Either way, I think this is a ball. All right, 0-2 coming. Another up and in comebacker attempt. Just misses it. You know, it's interesting. The target's super high, but not as far. I don't think this is Cal's best target. Anyway, he kind of overcooks it just a hair. So Carpenter gets to see one more pitch. And then he's going to try it again. He's going to miss up. Oh my God, but it's way up. It's just not a 4-seam, so it doesn't have that ride to it. Only 6.2 IVB. That's why this pitch is catchable. But dude, this pitch is so high. Kerry Carpenter, my God, bro. Damn. He just got to that. 112.5 at 28. Yeah, he demolished that ball. He absolutely demolished that ball. He's got this weird teacher man swing thing. But he was ready to get on top of some shit, and he did. Holy cow. Oh, Cal dropped his glove out of frustration. Sorry, so let's watch the swing here. This is the teacher man, Aaron Judge-ish swing, right? Just from a lefty doing it. So there's the lift and the kind of like lean back on the back leg and hover. And then the whole idea is just to get the bat already in the hitting zone. Like, the hands don't really do much. They just slouch. They get to this position right here, the launch, and then he just drags them through. But he also does a good job of turning the shoulders pretty good and getting the bat way up to catch this. I do think this is a 4-seam. He's under it. But here we go. Damn. Great swing there. And then we are currently in the 6th where... it was a Rafael Montero walk, Cal Raleigh, which we can't watch because it's not official, with a 2-0 single on a splitter, 96.5, so he's always hitting the ball hard. And then Julio on a first pitch is going to tie this game up. They end up being the only run they get because the Detroit bullpen comes in and does a freaking great job here. Holton especially. Immediate double play. You can see it. We'll see it on the high home at a nailer. This is a huge double play to get. And it's Javi with that tag and then throw. They challenged it. It ended up being a double play. That was massive. And then just now Polanco lined out. And we are deadlocked at 2. So this is a really good game headed into the late innings. Detroit's been playing a lot of tight games. They have a lot of relievers with a lot of pitches on their arm, though. I'm going to give a slight advantage to Seattle coming down the stretch of this ball game, but anything can happen. Bizzardo's in there right now. And that's kind of where we're at. 2-2. And the game is in the hands of the relievers. Kirby threw really well. It's the one pitch. I'm sure he'd like to have the pitch choice back more so than the execution. He got it up. But credit to Kerry Carpenter for launching that. Melton did great. This has been a good game. Pretty good game all around. All right, let's go into the probables for tomorrow. It's only 2 games tomorrow, 4:05 and 8:05, and they're dandies. Absolute dandies. Blue Jays come in with the 1-0 series lead, and they get Max Fried in the morning, in the 4 o'clock game at Rogers Center. This is a heck of a matchup and a weird matchup. Max Fried, one of the best pitchers in the world by any metric, going up against a rookie, and what is this, like his 5th career appearance, 5th or 6th career appearance, similar to Connolly Early, who pitched that game against the Yankees the other day, but this guy... We've watched him. There's a video on my channel of his debut. Short stride, straight down. straight down everything, and just splitter, slider, a lot of chase below the zone. How are the Yankee hitters going to fare against the rookie? Good question. And the Yankees need Max to step up. This is why he's on the club. This is his job. And we'll see how this goes for the Yankees tomorrow. And it's not a must win, but it's a must win. Not a double must, but a single must. And then tomorrow night, outstanding. And this is why this is huge for Seattle. Seattle's got to pull this game out because they're facing Skubal tomorrow. And the way he looked last game, he was completely untouchable. Castillo's also great, but he's Tyler Skubal's best pitcher in the world. So, best starting pitcher in the world. So it's going to be interesting to see this matchup tomorrow, and I look forward to breaking it down. But that'll be on Monday because I'm not doing any stream tomorrow on Sunday. We are taking the day off fully, and then Monday I will be back to get us ready for the National League Game 2s and to talk about the AL Series with Trevor May. I am Trevor May. You follow him on YouTube, social media, everything like that. He will be here on Monday breaking stuff down with me, so don't miss that. And that's what I will see you. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're a football fan, enjoy that. Definitely enjoy the baseball. And have a great rest of your weekend. And a good night. And hopefully this game ends in a fun fashion. And I'll probably check it out in the morning because I'm done. So thanks, guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week on Monday. Peace out. Have a good night.